So in this video I'm going to be talking about ways in which you can help grow your confidence in order to start your business and take the next big step in developing your business further. Confidence is key because you need to know that you have what it takes and that you have the ability to provide the service that you want to provide and achieve the goals that you want to achieve. You need to have confidence in yourself, because if you don't, then you're not going to be brave enough to take the steps that you need to take in order to grow. And sometimes when we're trying something new, we don't have confidence in ourselves. We think we don't have the abilities to do what we need to do. We think we're not as good as other people. We're just really negative towards ourselves. So the first thing that you want to do is make sure that you have the right mindset. The first thing that's really important in being truly confident in yourself is to be kind to others. Don't judge others, because the more that you're judging other people, the more you're going to think people are judging you and thinking negative things about what you're doing. So you need to work really hard in changing your mindset, because it's so easy for us to judge other people or just be negative because of our own insecurities. So you want to practice being kind to people, having kind thoughts, not being negative towards other people, judging others, because that's only going to reflect on yourself and then damage your own sense of self-confidence. Similarly, you obviously want to be kind to yourself as well. Sometimes we can be the most horrible to ourselves and always be criticizing, saying to ourselves, you're not good enough, you can't do this. And all of these negative things, they can be so mean to ourselves. So as well as not judging other people, make sure you're being kind to yourself as well. Lift yourself up, praise yourself for things that you've done well that day, or think about your achievements. Maybe even write down a list of things that you're proud of, or not even that you're proud of, just little things that you've done to grow your business, or look back maybe a year in the past and compare yourself now to then, and think about all of the little steps that you've taken to get to where you are now and to achieve what you've achieved. Maybe if you've done some courses, or you reached out to somebody and you found out something new, anything like that, just write it down. If you have it written down in front of you, then you've got a visual reminder that you do have the ability to do things. You do have this piece of knowledge or that experience or this skill set, and then you can just look at that and think, yeah, do you know what, I actually can do this. So part of being kind to yourself is obviously taking care of yourself. So make sure that you're giving yourself time to rest. Try not to feel guilty about it, which I do. I'm so bad at giving myself rest time. If I ever rested, I would feel so bad about it, because I felt I should be working all the time. But you have to make sure your mind is healthy and your body is healthy and have energy, so that you can stay in good habits, of positive habits, productive habits, and that's going to help you make you feel more confident, because you'll feel more in control of what you're doing. You'll feel more mentally able to take on challenges, because you'll have the energy and your body would have rested. Also, take some time to make yourself look nice, look after your appearance. You don't have to make an effort every day. I definitely I don't wear makeup every day. I just like to put my tracksuits on, my hair up, and then go about my day. But what I mean is you want to have certain times where you make an effort and you feel good and confident about how you look, because that's going to make it so much easier to feel good inside and confident inside if you feel like you look good on the outside. So treat yourself sometimes, give yourself a day where you make yourself up and make sure you're feeling good about yourself, to get those good confident energies out there. And that's also going to rub off on other people, or if they see you and you look like you look after yourself, then they're going to see you as a confident person and you're going to feel more confident. So it's a cycle. So just make sure you give yourself a little bit of time, give yourself a pamper session or something like that. If you're not feeling confident about your abilities, then what I would suggest is educating yourself. So you might have an idea in your head that you've never tried before, but you might have some experience in that area. Like say you wanted to start a business in, I don't know, say you wanted to start a business in dog walking or something like that. You've had experience like walking like family, friends, dogs and things like that, but you might not feel confident, you might still not feel confident in your abilities. So what you could do is educate yourself further, take a course, take an online course, even like schedule like a meeting to talk with someone who owns a dog walking business and learn from them. But make sure that if you don't feel confident, something that can really help is actually going out there and getting proper education, because experience is great, but sometimes it might make you feel better if you have like some sort of qualification or education behind you, so you know that what you're doing is correct. It doesn't even have to be like specific to your business. It could be like a general qualification in business. So like maybe there's like loads of really good online accounting courses that HMRC do. If you're making like hair products or something like that, you can take an online course on the regulations and safety regulations of making hair products, just so you have that extra level of confidence there that you know what you're doing. As your business grows, you can handle it. Something that I really like to do is sometimes like at the start of the year or whenever I feel lacking motivation or lacking confidence like in my direction, what I do is I go onto Pinterest and I make a mood board of how I visualize like my life to be, or the sort of person that I would like to be. Not that I don't like love myself like and appreciate my life as is, but sometimes you need a focus, like to focus the direction that you're going in and keep your confidence like and keep confident in knowing where you want to be maybe in a year's time, 2 years time, 3 years time. So what I do is I go onto Pinterest and I make a mood board of things I would like to achieve, or like styles that like outfit styles that I like holidays that I would like to go on, something like motivational quotes and things like that, and I put them on the pin board. And then whenever like I feel not so confident in where I'm going or not so confident in myself, like I look at the pin board and then I realise that like I focus on it and I tell myself that I have the abilities like to make this happen, like I am this person, and then you kind of like manifest, then you manifest it from there. So just look at the pin board and just tell yourself like you are this person. Like imagine like the feelings that you're feeling when you've achieved, when you go on a holiday that you've pinned to your board, or when you've got that car that you've pinned to your board, or when you're spending more time with your family because like your business is going really well. Like imagine those feelings that you're getting when you've achieved that, and just remind yourself that you are that person, like you have the abilities to achieve those things, and then it's going to manifest the confident energy from there. You could even like print it out and put it above your desk or like on your fridge, like with a magnet. I've got mine on my phone background, so I look at it all the time. Sometimes I just change it up because my mind just gets used to seeing it all the time and it doesn't have such an effect. So just go into there occasionally and just change up the inspiration, pictures, so that you keep focused. What you can also do is ask for feedback on your work and your services from someone who obviously has experience in that area. That way you'll know for a fact what you're doing well and what you could improve on. Then you know when you've improved on the things that you need to, you know what level you're at. So ask for feedback, and then you can be confident in what you're doing and you have a second opinion. I think one of the big things also especially when you're first starting out, is something called imposter syndrome. So imposter syndrome is basically when you feel like you're a fake. So say you started a fashion blog or something like that, you don't feel confident in that. You can say you're a fashion blogger. You think you need to have 20,000 followers, have been doing it for like 5 years, and all of these things to say you're a fashion blogger. So imposter syndrome takes away your confidence in what you're doing because you feel like you're fake and you're not being genuine, and people shouldn't respect your hustle basically. So this is something that affects affects all of us, and I think you'll feel an element of that until, I don't know, maybe forever. I guess it depends, but I guess as you become more experienced, then you'll feel less of that. But like, what I always say is that you always know more than somebody else. So you might think that you could know so much more and that you're not an expert in your area and all of these things, but you will always know more than somebody else. You always have something to offer somebody, and you can always help somebody, because not everyone knows what you know. Maybe you've been doing it for a year or so, some people have been doing it for 10 years, but some people haven't even started, and you have a whole year's experience more than some people. So don't think that your experience and skill is invalid just because you aren't like a top expert in the area. The other thing that brings about the feeling of imposter syndrome is obviously comparing yourself to other people who are doing what you do, and you might think they're better than you. Comparison is the thief of joy. But also, what I would say when it comes down to business is that if you're in a certain sector, like say you, for example, I remember talking to one of my friends about this, and she wanted to start a jewellery business, and then she was saying to me, oh Bex, like I just feel like there's so many people who are doing this already, like similar styles, similar this, there's just so many of them, and they're all like amazing, and I haven't even started yet, so how can I compete with them? We live in like a world where everything is so saturated. You're always going to find a million people doing the same thing. That's just how it is. Even when you go into the shops, there's a million of the same product that we can choose from, even in the shops. So online, you're never going to be the only person doing what you're doing. But what happens is when you're running a business, you're always researching your competitors, you're always researching what else is on the market, like that are doing a similar thing to what you're doing. So you're filling your mind with the best of the best in your industry, because you're spending hours actively searching out people who are doing what you're doing. Your clients aren't doing that. Like, they might search for a little bit to see what's out there. Like, say they want to look for jewelry for a certain type of bracelet, they're going to search silver charm bracelet online, and that's what they're going to search for, and they're going to pick the best out of what comes up. They're not going to spend hours and days and days and days researching their competitors, seeing like what they're doing, like looking at all their pictures and things like that. So you just have to remember that as a business owner, what you're seeing is different to what your clients are seeing. You just need to be the best that they find. You don't need to be the best in the whole entire world. Just start from there. Just be the best that you can be, and try not to compare yourself too much to your competitors, but do keep an eye on them and see how you can improve. And also remember that you always have something unique to offer, and that's you, and also your journey towards starting your business. I believe that your business is like a tapestry of things. It's like your skills, your personality, your qualifications, your experience, and all of these things are like woven into a unique tapestry that no one can really imitate. So just remember that and feel confident in that what you're offering is unique, even though there's millions of similar products out there. And lastly, even if you don't feel confident, just fake it till you make it. And lastly, just fake it till you make it. If you don't really feel confident, just pretend that you do feel confident, and that's going to get you in the habit of confident feelings, positive feelings, being kind towards yourself. So just make yourself appear as confident as possible, and then internally that will follow. I'm not saying you should lie, obviously, but for example, if you get some good feedback from your clients, post it on your Instagram. Even if your insecurities are telling you, oh, this person was probably just being kind because they like me, or it's nice this person said good things, but I don't think I'm that great. Even if you're thinking that inside, post the feedback, like share it, tell everyone that somebody who thinks what you're doing is great. Just act confident and the rest will follow.